baby, let the lights go out. Yeah, we fall and then we rise. No, my alibis don't wanna hurt now. Yeah, falling to the fire. Baby, we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you. Oh, we could shine the light, hey. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay. It's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Your love, your love. Your love, your love. Walk a straight line, how many fingers? An ecstasy, fragrance lingers. Yeah, and the endless conversations, and you feel it floating now. I finally got you, and I'll follow you into the fire. Baby, we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you. Oh, we could shine the light, yeah. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay. It's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Your love, your love. Your love, your love. Hold me up, cause you never wanna drop me, not me. Got the key, dancing to unlock me. Side to side, my fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing gonna stop me. You're talking to get you. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. You should say what you say. Oh, come on, get it on my own. Oh, come on, get it on. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Show you, let me show you your love, your love.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Back, and that's our main man over there playing the guitar.
And we're back. How about welcome?
Welcome to the
A little late.
Beautiful Thursday after Wednesday. I gotta tell you, I am so freaking excited. I haven't been this excited. And I didn't even put on, when we come back from commercial, you'll see.
Why you're excited?
What happened in Major League Baseball last night at midnight was the strangest thing in my 60 years of life that I've ever seen.
What happened?
You're still going to lose in the wild card.
It's okay. We can lose.
Are you wearing your Met
but
shoes?
The Mets are breaking the bank. They're going to numbers never seen ever in the history of the game. So they signed this ball player from the Giants. He was from the Twins. He signed an agreement with the Giants, and something happened in the last 3 hours that the contract was not signed. So the Mets went in and they signed him.
You got to call Mr. Baseball.
It is the most unbelievable thing. If you're a Met fan today, I already went out. I'm buying 2 shirts. I'm spending $250. I'm buying the MLB for the Mets. I'm going to spend $500 of my money towards the team because I feel bad. I mean, I know he's a billionaire. I know he got tons of money. But my goodness. And he says, I hope that all Met fans from all over the world, he wants a packed house every game. But do you know how exciting that is?
So what happened? This guy was signed. He was going to go to the Giants?
Yes.
And
he was the last Major League superstar. And
something happened?
And the Mets signed him.
Because his contract fell through on the other team?
He didn't pass the physical. What happened was the owner of the agent is Scott Boras, super agent. And Scott Boras and Cohen get along. See, Scott Boras never got along with the Mets because the Mets before were very cheap. So he said that was hurting the game. So the Yankees, the Phillies, the Phillies got a stacked team. The Braves got a stacked team. Everybody got a stacked team. The Mets lost all of their starting pitchers. All gone. 3 of the 4 gone. And the only one they held on to was a guy that they had an option on. So they started bringing in these high-priced guys. High price. I'm talking about mucho dinero. They brought in a center fielder who was with them last year. Mucho dinero. And these are long contracts. 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. Long, long, long. So there's one guy, the owner of the Mets said, imagine if we sign him after everything they've done. Can you imagine? They must hate him at the winter meetings. Because this guy spends money like it's going out of style.
Well, I have the stats right here if you want them. Since free agency began, the Mets signed, and it has like a list of names, but the actual total amount is $806.1 million they have spent already.
In how long?
Since free agency, which probably a month ago.
Yeah.
In a month?
In a month, they've spent $806 million.
That's insane.
Yes, it is.
Who has that kind of money?
There's another thing that says the New York Mets. This is from Jeff Passan. If I have to do whatever.
$806 million in a month?
The New York Mets' current payroll is estimated to be around $384 million. The luxury tax payments alone will exceed $111 million. Their total payroll projects to be $495 million, and it says the previous max payroll in baseball less than $350 million. Mets are almost at $500 million.
Now, he set it up.
Wow.
He said, they asked him, well, why aren't you worried? They call it the Cohen tax. Aren't you worried about the Cohen tax? And he goes, listen, I'm paying $60 million, so I pay $100 million. What difference does it make? I signed the best ball player. He's worth $17 billion.
Where did he make all his money? Who was this guy? Wow.
Hedge funds. He bought in when the market was at 1,000.
I'm just like jaw dropping right now.
He makes so much. And then check this out. Let me tell you how brilliant this guy is. I mean, forget about the baseball thing. I get that. But look how brilliant this guy is. So outside of Shea Stadium, there are acres and acres and acres of land with a bunch of junk. People that have like car parts and things. It's just horrible. So they built this beautiful stadium. Now he's bringing in a hotel. He's bringing in gambling. He's bringing in homes for people to reside and live in. He wants to change the entire look of all those acres of land.
It'll be nice.
He's bringing in a tennis court. He's bringing in it's a soccer stadium. He's building a soccer stadium because he wants the New York Strikers to have a stadium. And he wants to bring the Jets back. You got to think about the brilliant brain on this guy. It just boggles the mind.
He's going to take him out of New Jersey?
He's taking him out of New Jersey. And if you don't think that he can do it, I'll bet you $1 billion he can.
Yeah, but what about the Giants?
The Giants, that is. Meadowlands belong to the Giants. They don't care about the Giants.
Oh, okay.
But he brings New York Jets back to Queens? So he's already talking to the Jets owner. He says, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse. Just like he did with this kid. He signed that kid last night at midnight. He's in Hawaii. He got on the phone. He did the deal himself in 4 hours.
$315 million. I think it's 11 years, right? 12 years.
12 years. So he's making $26 million a year. Jeez. Now, you know, these contracts are all deferred, which is kind of scary. They sort of take money and they put it into these trusts and it grows so that the owner gets a benefit of paying
Can you
that.
imagine having access to that kind of money?
Yes.
That you can buy and do and support and host a bird poop radio. Nice.
What is that?
Bird talk, let's try. It's your buddy over there.
He's a little upset because
But imagine having that kind of money. You know, we were talking this morning
forget
earlier.
about the money. Imagine being a fan right now of the Mets.
But you always tell me if you're the one writing the check. So imagine being him.
I wish he was my uncle. I wish I knew him.
But
I
don't you
wish I
feel
just
like
knew him.
Don't you feel like he's giving back though to the community? We were talking about that earlier. When you were touched by a gift, and he's earned a lot of money, a gift, right, that from God. But he's sharing it with all of the people, all of the fans, all of the players, New York, New Jersey, all of the fans. He's giving back. He's not holding it like to build a bigger, better house for himself. He's sharing it with
And do
the
you
world.
know the Mets had a 10.5 game lead last year? They won 107 games, and they lost. They lost the division, and then they lost in the playoffs. He cried for 3 days. He felt so embarrassed for the city of New York that he says, I'm going to spend this money for the fan, because they call him Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve, you know, he lost out on Judge not because of money. He offered $425 million to Judge. One player.
Has that kind of money?
He does.
There's a quarterback on the Chiefs right now. They signed him, I think it's 10 years, $500 million.
Frank, that's just insane.
But
I don't blame the ball players at all.
You can't, right?
If the owners want to give that kind of money, I don't blame the ball
You
players.
can't blame the ball players, right?
You
They're
can't blame
making
the
a
ball
living. They're like,
Everybody blames the
yes.
ball players. They say, "Oh, look at that! Why is he making so much money?" If they want to pay him that kind of money, let him pay him.
and it's funny because even if the Mets were to win the World Series at that kind of money spent, he's not going to recoup. He's not going to recoup. He probably loses money, but he doesn't care. He wants the fans. He wants everybody to buy a Met jersey. Yeah, he has a Philly hat. That's what he wants.
Well, this has nothing to do with baseball. But
Nothing.
James Cameron, that guy that just did Avatar. So they're boasting how great Avatar is going to be. This blah blah blah, and he came out today and said, the movie's got to make $2 billion to break even.
Yeah.
$2 billion.
$2 billion to break even.
To break even.
Tell Uncle Steve he'll buy the movie.
Wow. $2 billion.
But it goes to show you that sports is so out of whack right now. They got guys signing 10-year, 11-year, 12-year deals. And what happened was, what really got them teed off was a lot of the Met pitchers left, and they asked for contracts. I got the Phillies signed a couple of them. Thor went to a couple. I mean, they left. When DeGrom turned around and told him, keep your money, I don't want to play for you, something snapped in Cohen. Something insulted him. I remember they had lost a 10.5 game lead. They lost the playoffs, San Diego. Philadelphia went all the way to the World Series. We owned Philadelphia during the regular season, and then they kicked our butts at the end. But something snapped when DeGrom told him, I don't want to play for you. The man's gone insane. You don't want to play for me. So now he'll sign anything and anybody.
Is he a good guy?
Who, Cohen? He's the best. As an owner, he's unbelievable. He throws money around. He's not afraid to write a check. Now, he's saying he's going to meet with his players and listen, I'm paying you. You got to
Bring
go
it.
out there and play.
Bring it.
You got to bring it every
That's
game. And
That's fair.
And Lindor is the one that wanted this guy. Now, this is the guy that got caught up in the Houston Astros scandal about cheating in the World Series. And they threw him out of Houston. He went to Minnesota. He signed a 3-year deal with an opt for the first, so he got out of that contract. So I'm not sold on this guy. I like to see what this contract looks like. They say that he has a bad back. They say that he has another ailment. Is he damaged goods? I don't know.
How old is he?
28.
He's young.
He's young.
He's 28.
$321 million.
But you got a superstar at third. You got a superstar at short. You got the National League batting winner title at second. You got Alonso, the home run king, at first.
$807 million in a month? Oh my God. I am just dumbfounded.
The general manager of the Mets, he's the guy that helps put this, he has a staff to put these contracts together. They had to bring in 50 people to help sort out, because you got to submit these contracts to Major League
So is
Baseball.
baseball spending more money than football?
Probably. Because they have
Right?
more players to look after, plus they have their double-A or the minor league teams as well. They got to look after those players too.
Unbelievable. It
They
seems like
have gone
baseball is spending
insane.
more money than football.
I love it. I love it. If you're a diehard fan, like I watch him, how proud can you be your Phillies went to the World Series? I mean, they came out of nowhere, man. And if they had won the World Series, I probably would have had to buy you lunch every day till the season started.
Well, the thing is, they didn't even make the playoffs since 2011. They make the playoffs the first time 10 years, and they go straight to the chip.
And
I
the
mean, they
fun-
lose to the best team in the league, but
But the funny thing is that the Phillies could have beaten the Astros if they had a little bit more pitching, so they sort of shore that up now.
yeah, we made some bad decisions on the bullpen.
That's the problem. So that's why now the Mets have too many pitchers. There's no such thing. It says leave everybody alone. They want to trade people now because they want to cut down some of the salary. So as a catcher, I'm pretty sure they're going to trade maybe one or two catchers. And then there's some people in the bullpen that want to get rid of us. Don't get rid of nobody. Don't get rid of Carrasco because you get hurt. The guy doesn't come back for 2 months and you go from being in first place to last place. So stop.
I'm just amazed.
That's money, baby. This
But
is
it's
Moneyball.
money, it's all-American, it's baseball, baseball Cracker Jacks, it's America. Maybe there's some hope for us.
You know, it's funny because do you know Billy Ball? The Oakland A's went the other way. Maybe Frank remembers this. The Oakland A's went into the playoffs by cutting salary down to $26 million for the whole team. That means they were paying people a glass of water and a cup of coffee to play. And they won. They won. So they made a movie about it. So everybody wanted to duplicate. All the owners wanted to duplicate. Oh, I want a $26 million team, not a $500 million team.
That's insane.
And that didn't work. Good players won't go.
Well, it's because it had to say something about the owner, that these players wanted to be with the owner even for less money. They
A
came
friend of
together
mine
as a
back in
team.
the 60s signed with the Phillies. He played 1 year back in the 60s. You know how much you know how much money he made?
$2,800.
$500 a day.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Can you imagine what he's thinking now? Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
looking back?
We just saw him this past weekend. He was talking, and someone brought up about the contract the judge got. He goes, I don't want to talk about it. He said what I'm talking about.
It's funny. New York Knicks are on an 8-game winning streak. And the basketball team for the Knicks hasn't been good for a long time. A long time. It really hurts because New York's the mecca of basketball, allegedly. And they interviewed them and they said, do you know why? Why are you guys really busting it out now? He says, you see what that guy in Queens is doing? They want to play for New York. What a difference, psychological. I keep telling you, if you want a New Year's resolution, start here. They're playing
Mindset.
the best basketball because they see what this man is doing in Queens. The Yankees haven't said a word, and they got the best player, in my estimation, in the game with Judge. They pay him, what, $400 million? 360 million?
I thought it was just 325.
That's all.
360 they gave him for, I think, 13 years or something.
That's amazing. We're going to take a commercial break. I got to tell you, it's incredible.
Well, one last thing in sports. It's official. Archie Manning has signed with Texas. He's supposed to be the next Peyton. He's supposed to be better than Peyton and
Archie
Eli.
Manning Jr.
Well, Arch Manning, yeah.
Related to?
He's the
You know who Arch Manning was? Great quarterback.
Yeah, there's three brothers. There's Peyton, Eli, and they have another brother that couldn't make it to the NFL, I think, because of injury issues. It's his son.
And he's playing for what team?
He's signed to Texas.
Texans?
Texas.
Texas
No,
football.
college football.
Oh, college football.
Yeah, Texas. He's still in high school right
UT.
now. But they
Wow.
they shine him to be better than Peyton and Eli.
Talk about a family legacy. It's pretty cool.
That's a football team.
That's
a football
family.
legacy. That is a football. That is
I
a
would
family
never,
legacy.
Mahomes, I would never like to be his son. because he ain't never gonna be him. Michael Jordan's son. You got Shaq's son. You want to be those guys?
Yeah, but
Tiger
this is
Woods'
the Manning
son.
family. This is the whole legacy of the family.
That's the worst thing in the world, man. You can't sneeze without
Well,
people criticizing.
There's going to be a whole lot of judgment on that one.
That's horrible. How do you grow up that way? I guess he knows how to do it because Texas is a good school.
You just got to watch them. Keep radar on them because you know what? Those are the ones that.
So are
need
you
some extra
catching my
looking.
drift here today? I'm very
Good to be a
happy.
New Yorker. I love that.
I'm happy.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we got some music with our good friend Leah Romeo joining us. We've got Frank Ruffolo joining us, and maybe some other surprises, fitness facts for the new year. So stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
So my spirit told me to sing an original song. So here I am today. Shout out to Rini Beats on YouTube for this lovely instrumental. Thank you. And so for those who think, oh, that's just jewelry, that's just rocks, silly rabbit, that doesn't mean anything. This song is for you. I pray it touches your soul. You see something shiny. I see God's light shining, gifted us with divine energy. Mother Earth gave natural remedies. Open your eye and you'll see the bird, sky, water, and the trees. All of our needs provided abundantly. What will you do with your free will? Make your choice, pick the red or blue pill. Will you love or harm? Charge up the karmic bill. When facing fear, will you move or stand still? Think about that. Your decisions, they matter. Think about that. You see something shiny. I see God's light shining, gifted us with divine energy. Mother Earth gave us natural remedies. Yeah, natural remedies. What will you do with your free will? Will you move or stand still? Will you move? Will you move? Will you move? Will you move or stand still? Stand still, your decision matters. Think about that, it matters. Yeah. So. Yes. Oh yeah, that's my personal song. The beat isn't mine, so just the lyrics are mine, or the divine. Yes. Yesterday. No, yeah, seriously. I wanted to do it earlier, but caught up in the weekend with, other events, so yeah.
And you just write songs like that, just like nothing.
Yes. And
Wow.
poetry, yeah.
How many songs do you know that you've written? That you
I'm gonna just look real quick. At least like 20. Let's see. I have a whole folder here. So I have 80 notes. So I'm sure there's bits and pieces, maybe like 20 full songs put together. I personally like to listen to an instrumental first before I make the lyrics, but this was like reverse. But I like the message that I was gifted with, so I just went with it.
What about the music? Where's it coming from?
Well, primarily YouTube at the moment, but I do have a partner who is a very skilled musician as well. So
You're going to put her in Studio B for that meeting? You're going to join that
She's
meeting
going
in there?
next, yeah. You're going into Studio B after this. There's a meeting going on there that we're trying to get music produced and everything else. So
okay,
it could be a fun day for you today.
yeah, I'm open.
So what inspired those lyrics? I know you said something, rocks and spirit guided you.
Okay, yeah. So I know you guys mentioned showing the jewelry because I was on here last week. You know, I'm the owner of Sandra's Divine Gems, where we handcraft crystal jewelry and art as well. And so I just felt it was fitting to have something to describe what I'm doing and to really put out there the value, the substance, to show like it's not superficial. Oh, jewelry making, like there is an intention, there is deep thought behind this. So.
Yeah, I have one of her pieces. I actually created this piece on my own last week because I couldn't decide, so I put them all together.
Oh yes, I loved it. She gave me a whole new idea. I love it when clients do that.
And it's interesting because I was watching the news this morning, and most of the women that were on the show were wearing stones.
Really?
And I was pointing it out to Linda, and she says, "Come on, really?" I didn't know she was coming today.
And you had no idea she was coming.
I had no idea. But apparently, and Frank is in the studio today talking about energy, but apparently these stones have healing powers, protective powers, and everything else. And it seems to be the things that people are doing. Number 2 gift, Christmas, is what she does, according to the surveys.
Why do you think people are looking for stones and alternative healing?
Oh, I believe, with this wave of information, I mean, nothing is new under the sun. So these are, ancestral traditions. But the more we, have access to information and the more people are starting to just wanting better care for themselves, like wanting to not outsource certain important activities and experiences of life, people just are ready to feel good. And they realize that what nature has gifted us, that brings an empowering component, especially for those who have limited access. So I think this really created a way for people to start to take charge of, their well-being. So, people are excited about that.
Because it gets you in touch with spirit, and it gives you hope, and it's easy. You're not taking a pill, you're not ingesting a substance. It's about faith. Now, whether they work or not, if you believe they do, it's the power of faith and hope. I believe that.
Well, it's better than
As you see me decked out in all of my stuff.
Better than not believing in it and you're sick all the time.
Right?
So I'd rather take the pluses on small victories than anything.
I love that.
But what I like about it is that you actually are giving people the opportunity. You came in here and everybody was buying stuff. I was going to take something, I was going to buy something, and Braxton bought it. I went, oh, okay.
But perfect example. Yes, last week you were here. People were buying out all your stuff, and it was just our crew.
Yes,
but for their mother, their sister, their girlfriend.
It's a unique gift.
Yeah, I was so grateful for that. And just a snippet about what you mentioned about faith. That is very important. But I will also say I'm a lover of spirit and science because they merge. Science, pretty much quantifies what the spirit already understands. It's just for our minds to conceive it. So there has been studies of actual electromagnetic frequencies coming from these crystals. And also, if you think about quartz, your quartz powers your watch. It powers x-rays, things of that nature. So I always like to make the connection. If something can have physical effects, then it surely has spiritual effects. Because look at us in our physical body, but it's housed with the spirit.
It's really funny that you're here with Frank. We've got our good friend and author Frank A. Ruffolo with us. And what she's talking about makes me think of not the stopwatch, but the compass in Gabriel's chalice, how it's not supposed to work on the moon. It's not supposed to work, but yet it spins very quickly, and it works in its own way because even though it's not supposed to, there's the science and there's all of that. But somehow even with science, things change.
Mm-hmm. Well, God has placed everything. God has placed in nature everything on earth that will cure anything.
Ashe.
It's
I
here.
agree.
and thousands of years ago, that's how they used to cure everything.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, today, because there's no profit in that.
Come on now. Preach, preacher.
But it's true. When I went to St. Augustine, I found out that silver was used to heal. And now I find out from pharmacists that I talk to, silver is still one of the best healing antidotes for the body. Wounds and things of that nature. I thought they were kidding me, but they still used silver from back in the days. The Indians of South America are still using the rainforest and its medicines. And most of the stuff that we come up with come from natural.
But you have to believe in it. You can't put a crystal or a rock next to you. You can't read a book that's got scripture written in it if you read through it and not believe. Otherwise, if you don't believe it, you don't have faith in it, then it's just words and it's just rocks, right?
Yes, I definitely believe everything is a symbiotic relationship. You're going to be your most powerful power source. So if you are actively working against something, it's not going to do you justice, but that doesn't mean that something doesn't work.
What other songs, are they all spirit-based?
Some are spirit-based, some are just motivational, maybe like self-love or like acknowledging someone's pain, but turning it into, again, like encouragement. Pretty much like depicting my experience and knowing if someone is in that space, how to help them get out of that. Because if I can get out, then I can impart some wisdom. So those are like what the songs are based on.
And
Were you always this way, or did something happen that sort of triggered you in this way?
No, I was not always this way. You would not even, maybe even like 2 years ago, I would not be up here doing any of this. So I just wanted better for myself. And then the glimpse of seeing how great I could be and knowing that there was better than what I was experiencing. Like, I'm all for what does life have to offer. And it just was like a ripple effect since I started my spiritual journey. So. And I've been harassed by spirit as well. Like, you know, you have to
Get it
heal,
together.
so because we need you. We need you on the front lines. So here I am. You don't want to disobey spirit. Your life's not going to be that great.
Frank shaking his head, yes. You agree?
Well, Frank, you had a trigger, didn't you? Did you have a trigger that put you on the path to what you do now?
Trigger?
Yeah, something occurred, an incident.
Yeah, when I was at that apparition site. It was my
Correct.
trigger. When I
And that sort of lit up the light.
That lit up-
Now, today, Frank laid out some new information for me, which I'm totally floored. I tell you, it's good to be a MedFed today. I didn't see this coming, some of the things that he's going to be hopefully sharing with us in the near future, but there are things going on in your life that are changing as we're constantly sitting here and wondering, what's Frank up to today? Because you don't say too many words.
Yeah, I'm in the process with my business partner. We're going to establish a 501c3 to promote the art and entertainment industry and film industry in Florida.
Bringing it back.
Nice.
Bring it back.
Nice.
Now that's an amazing, forget about
Yeah.
if you get it done, it's tremendous, but that is some challenge because, you know, they left Florida and went to Atlanta. And there's a lot of reasons why, there's a lot of political reasons why that occurred. And to turn those hands back, you got to have some juice. to
Florida
get
was
it
number
done.
3
Yeah.
in the film industry in the United States.
And what happened?
Nice.
Money?
They-
Politics?
Yeah.
Money,
The
politics.
industry left. I mean, look what was down here. You had Miami Vice. You had
Yeah.
films being made here. Ballers.
Yep.
You've had Glades, Burn Notice. These are all filmed down here. And politics got in the way, and
money.
everybody left.
It's all about the mighty dollar, especially in that industry because money is what makes that industry go. And if you start taking away the incentives that Florida was giving to do movies down here, and it's tough state.
I take a quick break.
Take a break, yes.
Take a quick commercial break. Wow, Spirit, as we get ready for Christmas, we're on the 4th night of Hanukkah. So it's a very magical, spiritual time. And it's also our winter solstice, shortest day of the year.
What the way?
Solstice.
Solstice.
You ever heard of that word?
All the time.
You don't learn English in the Bronx?
No, we don't speak English. We speak Spanglish.
Winter solstice. So, you know, you look at Spirit, you look at all the offerings that God has provided, the sun, the moon, stones, the gift of written word, things to talk about. Stay tuned, more to come. 888-994-4995. It's just about putting the pieces together and actually noticing how the pieces fit together.
It's all about the message.
Right? And we'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. I am Rayma Phillips. And today we're going to be going over some health and well-being tips for everyone today. I know it's winter months and everyone's trying to get cozy and put on their big sweaters, but always remember that your health is your choice and we have to take care of our health like it's the first priority within our lives. So today I'm going to go over 5 tips that you can do for yourself throughout your day-to-day basis to start your fitness journey and continue your fitness journey, making sure that you stay connected as well as consistent throughout the whole time. The first tip that I have for you today is to find a form of exercise that you enjoy in order to start your fitness journey. A lot of people believe that you have to be in a gym or at a studio in order to get a good workout in. And, you do get good workouts there, but if that's not your thing, if you're not going to be motivated to go, there is no sense in trying to use that to get you in. If you like dancing, if you like walking, if you like biking, use that platform in order to get you started with your fitness journey. You're going to love and look forward to exercising rather than, looking at it as another chore for you to do throughout your day. So remember, find a form of exercise that you love and stick with it. The second tip that I have for you guys today is that you need food to lose weight. I work with a lot of weight loss clients, and one of the first things that I tell them is do not start to diet and cut all the food out of your diet when you're trying to lose weight. Your body needs calories. Your body needs energies. One thing that I also tell my clients is that calories is just another form of energy that your body needs. If it's not there, there's no way that your body will have the means in order to start burning the fat within your body. So I always tell people you can switch up your diet to make it more balanced, make it healthier, giving your body the nutrients that it needs. But do not cut your calories throughout your day or you will find it a lot harder and you will struggle to lose the weight that you want and to keep off the weight that you want. The third tip that I have for everyone today, and it's probably going to be one of my favorites, is resistance bands. I know it sounds crazy. You're like, what does a resistance bands do for me? But as a personal trainer, it is one thing that I never leave my house without. Resistance band is a great way to build both strength as well as stability within your body without overloading it with a whole bunch of weight and extra pressure. So if you're older, if you're looking for more functional training, bands of all sizes and lengths are a great way for your body to get started, get strong, and get stable throughout your fitness career. Even me, being a college athlete and going through about 22 years of just being an active and fitness person, I still use resistance bands every single day in order to build up and keep the strength, stability within my body. More so on that is that they are a great exercise to do at home. Resistance bands you can take anywhere. If you're on vacation, you can take them with you. If you're on a work trip, you can take them with you. If you want to just do an at-home workout because you don't have as much time to go to the gym, they are a great tool to utilize within your day-to-day basis. The fourth tip that I have for everyone today is water, water, water. Water is one thing that we all know that our bodies need. When we're not feeling good, we always drink a bunch of water. However, a lot of people don't realize how little water their body is getting throughout the day. I always tell people that you need 8 cups to 10 cups of water per day in order for your body to function the way it needs to. On that, it also helps for you to have healthier skin. Your body is able to function better. You're going to be more fresh. You're going to be more awake. You're going to have a stronger immune system as a whole. So overall, water is the one thing that you don't want to cut out. Yes, other beverages are good, like the liquid IV and things like that, but you cannot replace a nice big glass of water that you drink throughout your day. And the last healthy tip that I have for everyone today is to treat your body as if it were a temple. This is the only body that we have. We're not going to get another one. If we spend our time, especially when you're younger, wasting away, drinking, smoking, eating the foods that we know that we know are not good for us, as well as not exercising, those are going to come back to bite you in the butt as you get older. So start now. It is never too late to start to take care of your body. Work on creating a balanced diet land, go out to exercise. And I don't mean a crazy HIIT workout every single day, going to walk your dog, go on a bike ride, go on a swim. But if you keep your body moving, if you keep your body active, it does wonders for your life. It will help combat so many of the chronic diseases that are just plaguing our nation as a whole nowadays. So I'm going to leave you with this. Treat your body as a temple, and it will love you right back. Of course, of course, of course. Yes, you know, it's always good to be on the show. I always love being here, for sure.
I think I want to do is do this weekly. Maybe next week you can bring some resistance bands. I'm having a really
I
hard
can show you
time
guys a
figuring
few
out
exercises.
the right color, the right length, even just stretching and the heavy over your legs. And it's easy to do, and I think people could get some great tips on it.
Absolutely, because I'm also a firm believer, if you don't know, you don't know. And I could probably give you a 2-hour workout just with resistance bands. So
Wow.
I'll be more than happy to show some of my favorite exercises that I give to my own personal clients as well. That's the first thing I tell my clients to get yourself a pair of resistance bands before we even start, so you can continue your work at home as well.
And they're inexpensive. They come in sets, I know, right on Amazon.
Oh yeah, you can get a pack of 5 for like $10 on Amazon. The longer ones are a little bit more pricey, but it's no more than like $25, $27 on Amazon. So you can literally have all the resistance bands, all the lengths, all the weights that you want right in your closet at home. You can just go and grab them. It makes it so much easier to continue your fitness without leaving the house, because I know a lot of times with jobs we get caught up with life, and it is hard for us to find time to take care of ourselves sometimes. So I like to utilize tools that my clients are able to use at their own home, so that way if they go away, they get sick, they can't come into the gym, or they're just not feeling it today, they're still able to get something in the comfort of their own home, and that's what's most important.
Now, Ray, you have your own private clients?
And yes, I do.
So how do people reach out to you if they want to either give away a gift for Christmas or if they want to be trained by you? How do the people reach you?
So I usually have people reach me either via email or my direct cell phone number. My email is Rhema, R-H-E-M-A, Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I 2020 @gmail.com, or you're able to reach me at 860-381-9241. I also I'm able to contact people on Instagram as well. My Instagram handle is my name, RHEMA_LP. So those are about the 3 main ways that I'm able to communicate with my clients, as well as get new clients as well.
And the food piece is really important, because we all cut calories. Like, I didn't eat today, I'm going to have a cookie. Or I didn't eat lunch, so it's okay for me to have like a triple dinner portion. Not the case.
That is not the case, and a lot of people think that fasting throughout their day and just having one meal throughout their day is going to do your body good. It is not necessarily the best way in order to lose weight. Even for me, I eat probably around 2,500 to 3,200 calories per day between the snacks, my shakes, my protein drinks, my actual meals. I'm eating constantly all throughout my day, but I am not overweight. I exercise and everything like that. But you also have to look about where are your calories coming from. I always say that you never want to cut your calories, because you need that energy in order to lose and burn the fat that you want. However, you also don't want empty calories. Empty calories are like chips, sweets, things like that. Those are not going to add any nutritional benefits to your body. Yes, you'll get some sort of energy from it, but it's not necessarily the energy that you want. You always want to keep a balanced diet. So I always say this, I'm not always like the perfect cleanest eater. I don't, just eat salads all day and some chicken. I have a balanced diet, meaning that I do eat sweets, I do eat carbs. Carbs is another thing, a form of energy, and our body needs it. But I'm able to create it so that I'm able to still have my sweet treats, because I do have a sweet tooth, but then I also have my chicken, my vegetables, my pasta, my rice, and just making sure that my meals are as balanced as they can be, so my body is getting the nutrition that it needs throughout the day.
Speeding up your
metabolism.
I was thinking something else. But speeding up your metabolism, oh boy, that word, is vital. And when she works out, you can see at 4:30 in the morning she's posting stuff when she's working, training clients and everything else. But you got to get into that whole system. I mean, you work out plenty, but you speed up your metabolism. So there are people that will eat a bagel and walk maybe once a month and they're wondering why they're not eating, but they're not moving.
You gotta move.
And the water also, very important as well.
Again, it's all about creating and keeping that balance. I always tell people every day as well is that when it comes to your health, when it comes to your well-being, there's not a single area alone that can cure and make you into the best version of yourself. You have to be physically active. You have to have a balanced diet, and you have to be, make sure that you're mentally okay, not allowing yourself to overindulge in a lot of the stressors of life. Sometimes, and I was told this today too, because we all struggle from it. I am far from a perfect person myself, that is for sure. But I was told today that it is okay to say no. And I know that we all hear that, but when it really comes down to it, sometimes it can be tough, especially when it comes to your family life, people that you love. But keeping your mind as healthy as your body is as equally important as everything else. That is why I always say, from a holistic point of view, you just need to be overall balanced. And that is how you're able to fulfill a healthy lifestyle.
Mindset is huge.
Mindset
Eating
is
right,
everything. It really
exercise. But I also like that you said your body is your temple. Because when you get older in life, your body pays the price for all the things you did to it when you were younger, when you thought, I can do it. And then at some point, you can't. There's no being proactive. You're now reactive. And you're in the hospital and you're on medications. And there's nothing left to do sometimes because you've made these choices along the way. So just choose wisely, I always say. If you think that's the choice, take a pause and then make sure that's the right choice for you.
Majority of my clients are about 50 plus. I have a lot of older clients that I work with, and they tell me the exact same thing every day. I wish I knew this when I was younger. I wish I made these healthy choices when I'm younger, because now they have to backtrack to get to the point where they want to be. But as you know, as you get older, your body does not function the same as when you were younger, so it's that much more difficult in order to lose the weight, gain the strength, and get to your body to the point where you're able to do the things that you truly love to do.
But functional fitness is not all about being weight bearing and training. You need weight bearing exercises for bone density. But if you go on vacation, how to pick up your suitcase properly, how to get your groceries from the grocery shop. I mean, simple things, but as we age, that becomes functional exercise and balance is just as important as building biceps.
Absolutely. The amount of people who throw out their back just by picking up groceries or picking up something at home is absolutely crazy. But just daily fitness, making sure your core is strong, making sure that your back is strong, little things like that can lead to so many less issues as you get older.
More to come. New segment. Let's put up a transition and a spinner for her.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much, Ray.
You are very welcome. You guys are very welcome. I love being on the show.
And you can catch Ray on You and Your Doctor on Tuesday nights?
Monday nights and then Tuesday on radio.
And Tuesday, okay, that one.
Monday nights at 6:30 right here at the studio, and then Tuesday nights airing on True Oldies and all of their 6 stations, and hopefully now right here at the cafe as part of our brew crew. Pretty cool.
Pretty good.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We want to head right over to Frank. We should talk to Frank.
Let's talk to Frank.
We're going to talk to Frank. Frank's been hanging out with us for a while. Ray, thank you so much. I know you're off to training another client.
I have to get back to work now, but you sounded beautiful.
She's very
Put
sweet.
that in.
You have
So
to put that in.
Let's chit chat with Mr. Frank.
Okay. Have a great one.
Thanks, Ray. We'll see you soon. Bye, honey.
And it's interesting because I
See
also
if she wants to come tomorrow or Friday.
I wanted to see. I wanted Frank to be in here because we're on this the last couple of days. What do we got? 4 days to Christmas.
Till Christmas, yep.
And all of a sudden, I've gotten into reading, and it's an interesting.
Into reading?
Reading.
All of a sudden?
All of a sudden, I got into reading for the Christmas holidays because I figure that giving away books and things of that nature is a good Christmas gift. And a lot of people that I know, they like the book where you open it and it talks to you. The
Audible?
books,
Yeah.
But when you read books like Frank's, you got to be quick. You got to stay on it. You got to read it. You got to understand where he's coming from, some of the background on this stuff. It's interesting because I was reading his book, the other book last night. I was going back and forth. And
Two different reads. Don't
do that.
When you read Frank's books, like Gabriel's Chalice and all the other books in Frank, you can't be watching TV, you can't be texting, you have to pay attention because he throws in characters. And then I find myself flipping back to, who was that? What do they do? And why is he referring to them? You got to pay attention.
I like to read the books after she reads them because she
I
highlights
highlight them for you.
Highlights of-
So it's easy to find things that you miss, which is interesting. But what I like about Frank is that now you're in the process of, did you finish that one book that she
I
was
finished
working on?
that.
That one's done.
I
Or she's
finished the
working
book.
on it.
She's working on another murder mystery, but after that, that should be coming out probably coming out next month. But after that is the final installment of the Gabriel's Chalice story, which I
Now-
just finished writing.
Now I gotta ask you, you're writing things today about things in the future. They have that whole path that happens. Is it looking okay?
No.
Is the future looking okay?
Yeah.
We're going to go through a great change, and then it'll be okay.
More change?
Oh, big one.
I don't like it when you say that, Frank.
Well, look at the earthquake in California.
That's not what I'm talking about.
They had it last year, the same, to the day, earthquake in California. So I said to Frank, what book has that about earthquake in California? He said, Gabriel's Chalice.
But that's not even what I'm referring to.
I know what you're referring to.
You know, the funny thing is, if you take an animal, a bear, a tiger, or a lion, and you enclose it in a corner, and you come at it, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to fight back. And I read today, I think it's today or tomorrow, that the leader of the Ukraine is at the White House. And apparently they're going to give him defensive weapons, Patriot missiles, that's changing the game. If they give him those missiles, the Russians' damage is going to be cut by a third or half, maybe more. So now the Russians are saying, you want to get involved in this thing, then we can play with you too. It's really strange because what he did was he got the Koreans to do some stupid things on that side of the peninsula. So all of a sudden we're sending bombers and everything else. And every time I see this news, I see his face on the TV.
I know.
Because he talks about the big change and the big this and that. And sometimes change is good.
Judgment Day.
And sometimes change ain't so good.
Well, the change we're going to go through is not going to be too good. But the outcome will be better.
That's like saying the glass is empty till you fill it. I get that. But it's just a scary time.
There's going to be a complete change in the world. And there's going to be tribulations before we get that change. Now, we're in the middle of that right now.
let
So
me
it's going to
ask-
get worse before it gets better.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Things that are going on around this on the planet. We just came back from the moon. That whole thing was successful. And there seems to be more evidence that there are things going outside of the planet. Life, water, things of that nature. Is something catastrophic where we have to unite? Like, I was watching Armageddon. I was watching all these movies that talk about how all the countries unite to survive. Is that anything in our near future? I'm just asking hypothetically.
It's possible. There could be a threat coming from outer space to here, not necessarily a life form threat, but it could be a celestial threat.
Like in Armageddon, where you have that big
It's
meteorite.
possible. I mean, this planet's been hit before, so it's not like its planet's not going to get hit again. I mean, it's possible.
Because that's what wiped out the dinosaurs and stuff.
That's what
wasn't it?
wiped out the dinosaurs.
So it's kind of bizarre that all of these things are happening all at the same time. And he writes about it. You know, that's why he's trying to pick his brain. Not that he's going to tell you anything anyway.
You got to read the messages, right?
Read the messages. But Frank's books are an interesting read for Christmas, for the holidays. And it soothes you. If you sit down, you'll be able to sort of think about what he writes about. That's the thing I started to do last night. I was thinking about what I was reading.
I have a message that I posted on your Facebook page.
Yes.
I don't know if you'd like me to redo the message here.
Yeah,
Let me-
please. Absolutely.
He also put a drawing in there.
I was looking. You sent me. I was trying to find
I
it
got
to
it from
share it.
him.
I wanted to share that drawing that Frank did of us. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
The sketch? I
Yeah.
can bring it in if you want.
Oh,
You
that'd be
should
awesome.
bring it in. We'll put it on the table somewhere.
I'll bring it in. I'll put a black mat around it and give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try to paraphrase this. I've got it written down so I don't want to miss anything. But in this Judeo-Christian time of rejoicing, we must band together and reflect on the Old and the New Testament. We need to embrace our Creator more now than ever. And our Jewish brothers in antiquity displayed it best. They couldn't even speak the name of God, for they feared terrible retribution and even death. Their leaders chose a daily sound that expressed God's name, a sound that was with them daily. And it was the sound of breathing. Inhale and exhale. Yahweh. Yahweh. Yahweh was the name they chose. And a daily sound that expressed God's name. But in antiquity, the best description of that was done by Gideon in the Old Testament, when he built an altar to thank God for saving his people. And he named God Yahweh Shalom. Shalom, one of the most perfect words ever created. It stands for peace, harmony, completeness, prosperity, wellness, tranquility, respect. It's also used as hello and goodbye, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. What a better world this would be if we respected God and treated each other as the word shalom exemplifies, without looking at who we are, where we're from, what we believe, what sports teams we like, or who we voted for. Yahweh Shalom. Peace, harmony, prosperity, respect, wellness, tranquility, hello and goodbye. I'd like to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Shalom.
Shalom. Wow, that's beautiful.
Breathing. Isn't that a different? Sometimes something simple is so, something complicated is so simple.
Well, it's all the messages, and I love that you bring the Judeo-Christian belief system back together, because there's so much divisiveness.
It's what we started from.
Yeah.
As a Christian, Jesus and all his apostles and all his early disciples were all Jewish. So,
It's so funny for me. I don't see things that way. I see people being people. And if you have something to teach, I don't care if you're Jewish, a Catholic,
Right.
Protestant. To me, it makes no difference. That's why I got into a lot of trouble when I was an altar boy with the priests, because they wanted to be seen as closer to God, priest. And I said to them, okay, you can in your own world. In my world, you're just another guy who may know more than me, and I want to learn. And I got in a lot of trouble for doing that. In high school, I got in a lot of trouble for saying those things.
well, that's what I said. We tend to cubbyhole people and put them in different places. Well, you're this, or you look like that, or you believe in this, and we need to get away from that. It's treat everybody with peace and respect, and treat like you want to be treated, and stop with all this. Well, you're this, or you're that, or you're from here, or I'm from there, or you believe this, or I believe that. It's meaningless.
Yeah. You can't do something, you can't date somebody because of religions. I never understood any of that.
But religion has become so political and so divisive, and it's this religion, this religion, this religion. We all came from one. It is not even refuted, right? If you believe in the science, the physical evidence back in Israel and Palestine and the lands of Canaan, it's there if you believe in the science.
True.
It's there in the Bible, where we all came from. The fact that everyone is now separate and they don't even think about Jesus and the disciples and Mary and Joseph as Jewish, but yet they were.
Now, they're a very prophetic picture. I always liked. When I see it, it's very prophetic. There's a picture that they have posted of the solar system, our solar system. And there's an arrow pointing to a tiny little dot in that solar system and says, "You are here."
True.
Well, it seems that I always would argue why everybody wants to take credit for something. And then it turns political, and then it turns into business, and politics and business just don't mix. And it's a big deal to certain people about whether or not a person was Jewish, if they were black or white, if they were green. There's just so much that we take for granted that you're able to have conversations with people. Women now cannot study past the 6th grade in Afghanistan. Why? And they're going to tell me that something in their scripture says that's what God said. Well, I don't believe that. I like to ask God myself if that's the deal, because that doesn't make any sense to me. That women can't drive in Dubai until recently. Why? You know, that women can't think. Meanwhile, going to the moon was 5 women that got us there. It wasn't men. You can look that up. So I don't understand why we have to measure. And I'm going to tell you again, New Year's, I'm going to tell you again for the New Year's resolution, men are jealous they can't give birth. That's what it is. Now, I said that at the wedding.
Yes, you did.
And I got more pushback from women about saying that.
You did. You got a lot of pushback.
I got a lot of pushback, and I said, really? Let me look around this table to every guy, and let me ask him, right to him, and you tell me, why is it that a man and woman are so different? That's the one thing that separates us. What else separates us? Anybody? What, the organ? Yeah, if you look at the way the organs work, we were all one organ that separates into 2. So that's not true. We just can't give birth. And sometimes men get a little wacky because they can't. I got a lot of pushback from the women.
You got a lot of pushback that day. That is true. But I love what you put together because it's absolutely true. What do you think, Leah? She's just looking here like Frank in awe.
Oh yeah, I'm just taking it in. I like to just be a passive observer. But no, I agree with what he said. Like we all think we know everything there is to know, but how can we if we're down here? I think we all have pieces to the puzzle, and if over here is saying something similar to over here, then we can put that together and understand, oh, we may have found a universal truth. It's not that your perception is greater. It's that the fact that if we're going to talk about God being omnipotent, that he can reach you in this way and me in this way, and we can still have a similar experience no matter where we are physically in the world. So for us to argue and be divisive, I mean, it is pretty ignorant. So, yeah.
It's reading the messages, right? And everyone receives messages differently because it's how you receive them and how you process them.
Well, there are those that receive, and then there's those that deliver. And sometimes deliver has to be done a certain way. You have to be smart. You got to be clever. You got to be quick. You got to be, or you just got to be you. You know, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Wonder why? Maybe you should listen more than you should talk. Sometimes posing things the wrong way will acknowledge that there is a right way. You know, sometimes you tell people if you do this, this will happen, and they don't believe you. So you tell them, you know what, you're right. Let's do it your way. And then it happens. And they don't know where to hide. They don't know what to say. What are they going to say? You were right? Oh, God help us. You were right? You know nobody does that. But learn the lesson from yourself. If you hear somebody give you, I got to tell you, all kidding aside, I've been suffering with a bad cold the last 5 weeks. And this thing is like nothing I've ever had in my life. It's in my head. I can't see. I blow my nose. I've been through 4 boxes of Kleenex. Every 15 minutes, I got to blow my nose. And today, I thought I got better. And it's been because Frank has come in and done the blessings. He's done 3 of them while I had the cold. Now, the side of the story that I want people to understand is that I told my son about this, and now he's sicker than a dog. He got the same thing. His wife was pregnant, got the same thing. The baby has the same thing. So Gio says to me, can Frank come over to Tampa to bless me? I said, man, you come over here, he'll do it. So you talk about mind over matter.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about educating yourself here for your New Year's resolution. And it all begins with faith. And that's delivery right there. You don't have to take it. You don't have to believe me. But I can show you more than that it does work.
Always. Want to go to commercial break?
Let's do that. I think Josh going to
Josh going to take us out to break. We come back. More with Frank. Messages getting us ready for Christmas and the rest of Hanukkah. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions. Expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay, her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact Sunrise Coffee News at mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffalo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffalo.com or you can find Frank Ruffalo on Amazon.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with Divine Higher Power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Josh is in the house.
I wanna ask a question to Military and Josh. Tomorrow is Movie Wars. Do you need players?
Yeah.
Okay, when were we going to inform the world that we need players?
Now.
And here it is Tuesday.
Wednesday.
And here it is Wednesday.
He said, yeah, on
We
Monday.
So we need 4 players. What do we need? 2 players. We need 2 players to go on the set to filming of Movie Wars tomorrow. You got to be here at 10:30.
Yeah.
10:30. So come in and challenge the guys. The guys are on a little losing streak. They got their clocks cleaned on the last Movie War.
Did they?
Yeah.
They didn't play last week. They were out on shoots. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, but the one before that, they lost.
All right, if you're good at movie trivia.
I don't understand. They write all the questions. How do they lose?
That has changed. I think, where are we getting the questions from now? Oh, then you wrote them. How can you mess? Well, he doesn't know. The military does.
Yeah, that's him. He's the one that writes all the questions, not me. I'm just out there.
He should have every answer.
Yeah, I'm just out there co-hosting.
Memorize.
1,000 cards.
Yeah, there should be a second deck. There should be like a season 2 deck edition.
We have a bunch of cards that somebody brought in another game. We should use those.
Absolutely.
I think someone recommended we do like an Adam Sandler day for Movie Wars.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know how that would work, but
All the Adam Sandler
Who
movies.
knows Adam Sandler? If you know Adam Sandler, come on into studio.
Bring him in.
And we have some fun with that. And also, I wanted to ask Frank, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh.
Oh.
What do I want for Christmas?
Yeah, because I'm thinking you're going to come up with something
Prophetic?
uniquely different. Yeah, I mean, what would you like to see for Christmas?
Peace
Amen.
on earth, goodwill towards men.
Interesting.
Why? You expect him to say anything
I
else?
thought he was going to come up with, let me take you to Atlantis and show you something. I thought he was going to give us words of wisdom to follow
Kindness
by.
towards others.
Hey, listen, we got to get it together. We just aren't. COVID hit, and now this after COVID thing is hitting, and you see what's happening with South America. Migrants coming over by the droves, and they don't know what to do with that either. We got wars going on in Korea. You got the Ukraine situation. Now all of a sudden, the Iranians and I didn't know that Iran and Saudi Arabia had issues.
Oh, they've been having issues for a while. It's the Sunnis against the Shiites.
I thought that was over with, that ridiculousness.
That's been going on for 5,000 years.
Wow. Well, they should go back to having wars with sticks. Or leave the bullets out of there. Oh, and I heard that the Biden administration now is creating a new investigation starting today. They want to know how our technology are in those Iranian drones. How do you like that?
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
Right, as if any
They
of the
captured one.
surprises.
How did they know? Of course they know. They captured one during the.
But the technology is like I tell people, I can show you what I do on my computers and you ain't never going to understand it. It's what goes into those programs and how you do it and the intelligence behind it. And these drones are pretty sophisticated. And they want to know how American technology is in these drones.
You know what? If you have enough money, you can buy anything.
True that.
Absolutely. Or if you don't buy it, you can find a way. Find another way. They fall off trucks.
I remember at the time, I think it was Clinton or the peanut president, we had Israel and Egypt at each other's necks. So,
Jimmy Carter?
Yeah. And they put that whole thing
Peace
to the
talks.
side, and now everything around them is becoming an issue. people just can't leave well enough alone. They always got to create something.
I just don't understand. I'm right there with Frank. Why people can't be peace on earth to mankind, to be kind to each other, to lift each other up, to just a word of hope.
Well, look what happened with China. They came down hard on having COVID. They wouldn't let you leave your house.
Yep.
You were a prisoner there for, 2 years or whatever? And the people got tired of it. And they spoke out. They used to walk around with a blank piece of paper. The people that were protesting with no voice. So the Chinese government said, okay, we'll do it your way. They expect 1 million people to die. 1 million people to die. Everybody's so sick. So those things, I guess, were working, or they weren't counting?
Well, they have no immunity. Hard to get vaccines.
So why in the world would they stop doing what they were doing? You should get everybody vaccinated first, or do whatever the hell you got to do. But now that thing is backfiring on them.
Well,
and
then
there
it
are people
backfires
dying
on
by the droves.
then it backfires on the world, because what happens? People travel worldwide, right? And here and there and every which way. But I have a glimmer of hope. New Florida Follies. Frank, you and Chris would love this. This is a group of men and women that have come together in a 501c3. You like dancing, you like music, you like magic, you like singing. Everyone is over the age of 55. They tap dance, they sing, they do magic. They've got 7 costume changes, all on Sunday matinees starting in January through March. Tickets are only $35, and proceeds all go back to supporting kids' local charities. Yes. From Violin Foundations to Make-A-Wish Foundation to children in hospitals to help them find cures. Everything they bring in goes back to help the kids. And there's actually one at Parker. I'd like to go to the one at Parker, I think, because it's so beautiful.
That's the one. I think we agreed to. We're going to go to that.
Sunday, February 19th at 2 o'clock. But tickets are affordable. If you want to go with a group, with your club or book club or anyone, just call them up, and they have discount rates for 25 or more. But how can you go wrong? And they were here on Monday. They were amazing. They have a 94-year-old woman that does a full split.
I stopped that.
Can you imagine?
Tell me that my neck hurts.
You were skeptical Monday, right? And then you saw them.
I wasn't skeptical. Don't say that.
Well, you thought, who do you have coming in? What kind of Rockettes do you have coming in?
No, I never said that. She told me the Rockettes were coming. Now, I was a kid. I went to Radio City Musical. And I loved the Rockettes. So I said to her, the Rockettes are coming here? Come on now. And she brought in two that were in the Rockettes, right? And she brought in this cluster of women. It was fantastic.
They were amazing, right?
They should all write a book. I said, you got to talk to Frank. He'll help you get you on the path. They have stories, man. Unbelievable.
And what I love so much, and Chris would appreciate this also, they've all gone through life. They've been married, raised their kids, had careers, retired, and now they're doing their passion and dancing and giving back, right? So it's not like you retire and sit home anymore. You continue to give back and to do, just like she does, editing your books and sharing your messages.
That's when I started. I basically started writing one just before I retired. So
it's amazing, right, when people find that next step of passion to keep going. And it's an important, remember you and I went to the Senior Center for JCC?
Yes.
And all of the stories. And there were retired producers for NBC, stagehands, composers, lyricists. And it's like this forgotten generation, because people seem to think that once you reach a certain age, you don't know anything.
You don't function.
You don't have any value. There's no function left.
Yep.
And society writes them off at a certain point.
Yep.
But yet there's so much more that people can offer until you can't. But certainly sit down. I think that's the niche of writing books, Frank. That people should write down their memories, right? And pass them on to their next generations in the stories. Because once they're lost, they're lost. Once those stories are not told.
And once they're lost, you can't learn from them.
Yep.
You can't repeat the history of what not to do, what to do, whether it's good or bad. None of that. It's true. Freddie's great-grandmother, was 96, and I used to beg them somebody to record her. And they never did. And she died, and all of the stuff that she has seen went with it.
Right, and the good and the bad. There's always, families all have all kinds of stuff. Not everything is good, but just to get the stories and the legacy, it's remarkable.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I was talking to a friend of mine, she's from Czech Republic. And I said, what's your mother doing for Christmas? She goes, my mother's a Jehovah's Witness. I said, in Czech? And she says, yep. And my grandfather was Catholic, but his mother was Jewish, but nobody talked about it. She said, because during the war and post-war in Europe, those people that were Jewish stopped declaring their Judaism just for salvation of life. And
They
at
had
some
to hide.
point, not everyone reclaimed their religion.
Yeah.
But then they would find out, different generations found out and wanted to just get more in touch. You talk about this great melting mixing pot that no one even talks about. She said the Star of David was actually created in Czech.
Interesting. Did you know that?
No.
She said it is one of mixed marriages there between Judaism and either Christianity or Catholic is at the highest rate there because nobody knows really who's what, nor does anyone pay attention because they know what happened.
I don't know who's what here.
Because they know what happened, right? So whether your grandparents changed their religion or didn't, it's not as here where everyone is so tight-knit to stay together because you can't change race and you can't do. It's much more accepted other places.
I don't know. I was never raised that way. I never had that whole tight-knit thing. I don't even understand it, to be honest with you.
But it's interesting, right?
It can be.
You
until
never
it
know. You
affects
talk to people and you hear their stories. And that's why Frank's so great with his stories.
Frank, do you know the day that Jesus' real birthday is?
No.
Isn't it June or July? I know it's not December.
I have no idea. I have no idea when it. No.
I know
It's
it's not
celebrated in December. There's rumors that it was in December. It depends on where you read or what you read. Who knows?
And you
I'm
got to
going to
figure.
tell you the date. You ready for this? September 11th.
September 11th.
It's true. Now, they say that the reason they celebrate the 26th, this is what I read, is because that's when the inception happened. Because, you know, they call Mary the Virgin Mary. So allegedly, an angel came down and she was impregnated. And that happened on the 26th. That's why they celebrate his birth date on that date. But I was told it's September 11th, so I looked it up and it says it. September 11th. Now, we all know what happened in 9/11, but that has nothing to do with Christ's birth, unless they picked that day because of it, to have the attack.
It's interesting.
I remember that. Where the hell did I get that?
Well, here's the other thing. If you go based on Judaism,
Uh-huh.
everything's based on the lunar calendar. So the days change based on the lunar calendar. So at some point, they had to pinpoint a day. You know how all our Jewish holidays are always changing based on the lunar calendar?
I didn't know that, but okay.
Because they're never on time. It's either early or late, the Jewish holidays, right? The Passover, sometimes it falls with Easter, sometimes it doesn't, all based on the lunar calendar. So
I
if you
didn't
want to
know
go
that.
back on that perspective, whatever the lunar calendar was, someone decided to pick a day for Christmas.
Isn't Hanukkah and Christmas, this is like a rarity?
Hanukkah's on a lunar calendar also. We happen to be
But
crossed.
it's like a rarity. Because I think it's
Ever
the last
since I
2
met
years,
you,
3
it's been much more in sync.
Don't blame me.
Ever since I met you, Hanukkah and Christmas and
I think
Easter and
you're more in
Passover are more in
sync.
sync.
Nah, I think you're more. I think you've become more receptive to what's going on around you.
Oh, you have no idea. The messages, they just flow. All I can tell you.
And do you think that eventually religions, like I know, I heard, I don't know if this is true, somebody can call and answer this, that the Catholics, and the guy that left his shoes at the church, what was that?
Guy that left the shoes at the church?
Yeah, he didn't agree with the Catholics' way of doing things, so he left the shoes at the church and created his own church.
Book of Mormon?
It's not Mormon.
That Luther?
Luther. Martin Luther left his shoes at the church and created the Lutheran religion. And I heard it was a rumor that the two of them were going to get back together again. This is when I was living in Hollywood. I don't know if they did it. Do you ever think that perhaps religion can settle down and agree on one subject matter, one?
Subject or religion or God?
Well, that
That's
gets
going to
tricky.
happen before Judgment Day.
So that's what you're talking about.
That's
All of
one of the
these
things that's going to
changes.
happen. They're all going to come together.
Maybe we'll have peace.
When that happens, I have no idea. Nobody knows. But that's one of the things that's going to happen.
See, I'm hearing him in my good ear.
Frank's got a lot of messages to share. Absolutely.
You know, it's important that you stay on top of what it is that you're going to be going through and the choices that you make and, you know, the things that you decide to do with your life. Listen, you got to take responsibility and accountability for yourself. And then everything goes from there. And once you can sort of get past that, you'll worry a whole lot less. I don't know why people worry anyway, because there's nothing you can do when you can't control what you're worried
My
about.
grandfather used to say that all the time. Worry is like a rocking chair, he would say. Get you nowhere.
Get you nowhere. You know, and find the solution to the problem, and it gets you somewhere. But people, I love it when people are screaming at me, and I'm trying to figure out how to make a resolution to this problem, and they're yelling and yelling and threatening and yelling. And then you get it fixed. It's like, okay, what do you want to talk about now? I'm sorry, I missed all of that.
The pause.
It's the awkward pause.
What are your plans for Christmas, Frank? You and Chris?
Stay home. You know.
I thought you were going on a trip.
We went on a trip.
No, you said you're doing it again.
Next year.
Next year.
You staying home for Christmas?
Yeah.
New Year's too?
Yeah, we don't do anything for New Year. That's for young people.
Young people. I'm planning on going out to the...
Frank's cooking.
You're
7
cook-
fishes.
I'm cooking 7 fishes dinner for Christmas.
Real 7 fishes, or is that a figure of speech?
I'm making 7 fishes.
Really? What kind of fish?
Tuna, salmon, mussels, clams, shrimp, squid, scallops.
Wait a minute, since when has a clam become a fish?
It's a seafood.
Oh, so 7 seafood dishes.
I
I was saying 7 fishes. You know about the 7 fishes? Yes, you do. Don't you cook for Christmas?
No. I don't even eat fish.
What's the
Tuna
reasoning
fish.
behind the 7 fishes?
It's an old. It's supposedly an old Italian thing that on Christmas Eve you have to have 7 fishes. Why? I have no idea.
It's funny, some friends of ours just invited us to seafood night at their club, and I said, it's Christmas Eve, but now I understand why it is what it is.
Do you know in the old days, you used to have 6 days of, let me get this right, of seafood. And on Friday, for Lent, you had meat. Now it's switched, where you have fish on Fridays and seafood and meats on the other days. It was probably more healthier the other way.
Probably more healthy anyway.
But that was a tradition as well that I learned. And also about praying over your food. You know how people say something before you eat. And you're supposed to hold the plate close to you, and you're supposed to bow your head, and the food is allegedly supposed to be better. I find it to be, but not a lot of people do that. I know the younger kids nowadays, they don't believe in that. So changes are upon us.
So it says there's no real consensus on what the 7 fishes signify. Some people claim the number 7 symbolizes the 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church, while others say it's meant to represent the 7 days of the week or the 7 hills of Rome. In fact, there are even families who choose to go all over with 12 fishes in honor of the 12 apostles. Either way, the tradition of preparing a feast of the sea is considered a way for Italian-American immigrants to reconnect to their home country.
But aren't they 13 apostles, or are they 12?
12.
You sure? Judas was still an apostle, right?
He was part of the 12.
So you hold the
13 would be Jesus. If you want to include him, that's the 13.
It's funny because I always learned that. Now, also, you have the 12 grapes that are meant for the apostles that we Catholics do.
12 apostles.
They do the 12 grapes in New Year's. My sister's a big believer.
I think that's one for every month
What?
of the year, not for the 12 apostles.
Well, according to my house, it was about the apostles and the 12
Interesting.
grapes, and they can't have seeds. The grapes cannot have seeds, and yada yada yada.
I
All
never
this.
heard the grape thing.
Yeah, I had the great thing. Had the walking backwards in the ocean on New Year's Eve at midnight. Done that a few times in my life. Very, very cold.
What are your plans for Christmas?
You're looking at it.
I'm going to seafood dinner, but now I understand why. And I thought, that's interesting, there's seafood night on Christmas Eve, but now it makes perfect sense
There's
to me.
a big deal going on. Apparently, one of the casinos from Vegas is back in Florida. Now, don't quote me on this because...
Harrah's.
Okay.
I heard it on the radio.
Harrah's is back in Florida, and they are at the racetrack in Fort Lauderdale.
Pompano Racetrack, I think. Pompano something.
It's in Fort Lauderdale. So that racetrack on New Year's Day, they have Vic, the owner of Oldies Radio, is going to be DJing with Scott Shannon, famous DJ of New York City, of New York, down there as well. And they asked if I wanted to go down there and put a table for a TV production group. So I've never gone out on New Year's. I have never even been to watch the ball on Times Square because nothing good ever happens at midnight in New York, except you're a Met fan last night. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go down for New Year's and rock it out and watch Vic and the other guy hanging out down there.
I just like to learn people's traditions. I think it's pretty cool to see
What
traditions.
tradition?
The 7 fishes, the 12 fishes, what people do, New Year's. You know what?
Go to sleep.
Yeah, but
5, 4, 3, 2, Happy New Year.
I think it's pretty
That's
cool.
That's it.
To see
In
what
the
it
old
is.
days, my family used to go down to the center to watch the ball and all that. But it was wild, man. New York City was crazy in those days. I wouldn't do it. I didn't want to get into that whole hassle.
Well, I hope this year that between Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, people actually truly find the light. Because we talk about all the time, the Christmas miracle, the miracle of Hanukkah, it's all about shining the light, bringing light to darkness and bringing hope to all of those. I was just telling Josh today, we keep an eye on all of you guys because holiday times, as fun as they are on the Hallmark Channel, it's not fun for everybody in the real world.
Listen, before we leave, I want to know what's the schedule. Friday, are we on the air or no?
Mm-hmm.
We are on the air.
I'd like to do something for Christmas. Josh is going to bring his guitar. Maybe we have a little lunch or
What
something
do we
for
do
who's
at
ever here.
Parranda?
Okay.
Okay, what? What is parranda?
Christmas carols. I know I'm not very good at lyrics. I might need them written on my phone,
you can
but
sing. You
okay.
want to do some Christmas caroling?
We may need some more coquito. I got to call Israel. Israel?
See, that's song I like. How come you don't play more stuff like that? That crazy whacker stuff you do.
I think nothing better than
sounds
kicking off our Christmas weekend with a little bit of fun.
So if you want to come down, when are we doing it? Friday?
Friday, midday.
If you want to come down 11 o'clock on Friday and you want to sing Christmas carols.
Let's just have some fun.
And we film it out, we have some fun. See, that's the music I like, and he doesn't play that.
I don't like soft music.
Why? This is what a show needs, is that kind of music. I'm also getting him a scratcher, a mixer. We're going to start mixing our own music over there.
You know, we got a lot of videos that we accumulate from Kenny Love, so maybe we'll play a variety of
Throw
those.
in a little AC/DC in the middle and scare them.
No, don't do that, because he does it anyway. You see, if you did more of that, I'll be... Oh, well, that's not bad.
To get Frank's books, they make a fantastic Christmas gift. Daniel, do you have that piece that we talked about?
What piece?
The reel? MOV won't play. It'll play.
It'll play.
So,
If it's in there, it'll play.
Frank, we get your books where?
Amazon. Just Google my name on Amazon and put my name in the search on Amazon and you'll get my books. Or you can just contact me by email, Frank, ARUFFOLO@gmail.com, and I can send them to you.
Time for Christmas. Time to be kind to each other. Bring peace on earth. Get everyone somewhat on the same page. Frank has always been such a great friend to us. And to Chris, happy Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. More to come.
Happy New Year.
We're going to close
Happy
today's
Hanukkah.
show. I want to play this. It's an OG shout out to our first sizzle reel that one of our original crew put together that
Our
I found
first
on my
what?
sizzle reel.
There's something wrong with my hearing.
Sizzle.
Okay, I got it.
That our crew put together. We actually submitted to one of the TV representatives we were working with back in the day.
Yes, this actually, yes, that's right.
So take a look at the sizzle reel. You're going to get a nice laugh, see where we were, where we are. A whole lot of fun. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. You know, all decisions are made at a table, so find a table near you. You too can play along with the Brooklyn Cafe team.
We should make a game. So they come into our world, they come into our house. We always have an open door, a cup of coffee, a book nook, a shot of vodka, which I can probably be right about now.
3, 2, 1.
And welcome to all our friends in South Florida, LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago.
Ever heard you look like Christopher Walken?
I don't even know who the hell that is. I didn't know who that was until I saw Deer Hunter. And it says, that Christopher Walken? Yes. Oh, I don't look anything like him. I don't sound like him. I don't act like him, but they say I do. We need more cows. As a matter of fact, this picture, you gotta come down to Foxwood. How is it? Foxwood Fountain. You gotta come down to Foxwood Fountain. Wait, where's the cherry? What was that guy saying? Yeah, you are Christopher. Oh, look at this. Are you getting me doing the cornichoni? LeBron James. And he just went on and on and on. We need more cowbells. This is good, but we need more cowbells. I don't talk like him. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And it's funny because people come on the set here and they think that La La Land is real.
It is. It is real. It's such a much better place to be in my world. I'm telling you, it is so real. And it's the best thing about being where we are. It's when we found this place and we looked at it and I had this vision of all these different rooms, setting up for all these different sets. We.
French.
More
cowbell. And what time is the, what time? You know what would be a really great idea? We bring in 4 new interns. Because the interns are interviewing the interns, right? And then we switch the cameras on them. And we take them interviewing the interns.
I was zooming into focus.
Yeah, to focus on your face.
Was that a You're smiley. Get his eyes. And I want to see if they remember the intern's name. Because when you go to 125 interns, you forget everything.
Love Freddie, but he's got to learn some names around here.
What do you think of the nickname Freddie gave you, by the way?
Which one?
EJ.
You know why EJ?
Eject the button. I'm going to call him Sleeper Man. Because why he doesn't sleep?
What is Freddie's nickname for you?
It's Alana Lana.
I said Lana Lana, and they said, what kind of name is that?
Lana?
I said, I don't know. I don't even know her real name.
I mean, I don't really watch their Spanish, so. Why did he give you that nickname? Because I'm from New Jersey.
The bottom line here is we get these interns, right? And I feel horrible because I can't remember their names.
We work in such an amazing place. We're so fortunate to bring this great group of energy and people together. Wait till you see some of the shows coming up next week. Oh man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Buckle your hat, Batman. We don't script anything. Nothing is written down on paper. We just go. It just makes sense in my mind.
I swear to God. Do you drink heavily?
I want to be either a Hollywood producer or director for movies.
I want to be working with foreign films. Kind of don't like Hollywood.
I learned how to make coffee.
I think I've learned more about editing and filmmaking here than I have in actual school. Like I can just come in, eat a donut, and edit, and it's totally fine. I'm not incredibly stressed out, and then we actually go out and have shoots.
You want to get married or you want to be a producer and director?
You can do both.
What do you think about Super John?
He's a little too happy in the mornings for me.
Hey Jackie, want some coffee?
Why are you laughing? This is serious.
Honestly, like what I really want to do is I want to like make something that can impact a community.
I mostly like being behind the camera. I like I'm very artistic. I like setting up my shots and like trying to get really interesting shots.
Hollywood these days are making reboots, remakes, you know, stuff that like people aren't really interested in. Like all the meaningful films aren't being created anymore.
I'm getting into a lot of stuff like photography. I'm starting to take classes on it, even though I have some exposure to it.
Right now I'm just kind of like, I just need a job, so I'm focusing on like whatever I can get and then getting experience.
It's kind of just going in there and say, show us what you got, so I'm able to put my crap on the table.
You know Hansel and Gretel, where they have the breadcrumbs and they always find their way? Well, you can always find me if I had a trail of sparkle dust, including on you. There's dust everywhere.
Oh, just stop waving that stupid thing. Don't put that glitter on me. It takes me 20 hours to get that stuff off.
But every room has an opportunity for more growth. And when people come and they see the energy and the magic in the lawn, all this is the physical representation of positive energies. Everything we do every day.
What I want to be when I grow up is probably a movie producer.
I hope to be career-wise a film producer or TV producer.
I'm learning a lot about health and wellness, a lot of things I didn't know.
I think it would be so funny if like just sort of like a dramatized version of the Brooklyn Cafe show where all these like companies come on, but it's kind of like a parody of like the Housewives or some kind of reality show like that where they all kind of like feud with each other, two worlds colliding, like my home life and then the Brooklyn Cafe life.
Please be kind to each other.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
So they have enough material to put this on YouTube and call us crazy people. If I get a laugh from Miss Serious over here, then I'm really in trouble. She actually is giving me a chuckle. Really chuckle, you know what I'm saying?
Working hard. There you go. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
And don't be late.
Come on down to 1440 North Federal Highway at the heart of Delray Gallery to be on the Brooklyn Cafe show or contact us at 888-994-4995.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.